Welcome to the Own It podcast with me, Nicole, where we're going to talk about stuff to help you get out of your way, take charge of your life, and, well, other stuff too. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Own It podcast with me, Nicole. Today I want to talk to you guys about the 6 primary areas of our life that we really want to have connected, whole, and balanced, more or less, in order to feel complete and congruent. I call them the sectors of self, and if you've read Feeling Stuck, I talk a lot about them, especially in the area of presence. Now, when you think about the parts of our being, we've got health and fitness, career and finances, your friends and family, spirituality. You've got your personal growth and development, and your relationships, basically romantic relationships. Now, those are the 6 primary areas of our being. When I coach people, the areas I mostly work on with people are what I call the foundation areas, and that's going to be your health and fitness and your career and finances. Because if you think about it, without those pillar sectors in order, the other ones kind of float around it. Have you ever met somebody and you want to be in a relationship and you're sort of in this transition in your health? Maybe you've been going through a health scare, or you're in transition of trying to become more healthy and fit, or you've recently gotten out of your fitness and put on a lot of weight, and you've met somebody in what I'm calling a transition area. You might have met them because you believe you guys are going to the same place, but the reality is that it's possible that you're going to go back to where you were. So imagine if you were in a position where you've been working out really hard, you're doing awesome things for yourself, and you're trying to lose some body weight, and it's the first time you've ever really done that. So traditionally, you've been heavier. Likewise, you have another person who was traditionally a worker-outer, but they're kind of sliding backward. And their version of working out is less than your version of working out. So that looks like you guys are on the same path, but that person is actually sliding toward less healthy, and you're sliding toward more healthy. So what happens if that falls apart? Without your health and fitness in order and really knowing who you are, where you are, that relationship is going to fall apart, because now you have 2 people who have very different interests about self-focus and self-care. I hope that makes sense for you. So having your health and fitness in order is that important, because when we feel good and we're healthy, then the other things can feed off of that. We feel better about being around people. We want to spend more time with friends and family. Maybe that leaves us room to be more spiritually connected, do better things for us when it comes to personal development. Maybe now, like I mentioned, it's time for a romantic relationship. The same thing holds true for your career and finances. If you are in flux and in transition, it's really hard to focus on these other areas. And sometimes, and you might agree, when you're in these transition periods, sometimes it's hard to focus then on your health and fitness. So we want to have our career and finances in order, because if those feel stable, then we generally feel more stable. We all have heard, I'm sure, about, the basic needs of a person, and some of that is financial stability. It doesn't mean you have to be a gazillionaire, but you want to feel that you're comfortable and at minimum having some of your basic needs met, plus a little bit more, so you don't feel strapped all the time, because that makes for a really tense experience for a person too. So we want to get our health and fitness in our career and finances in order first. These are those foundation things, and I always encourage people when they've come out of a relationship to really stay out of it. I understand the drive and the need to feel whole and desired again, and that's important. I've heard the saying that sometimes you have to get under to get over, and by all means, but recognize it can't take away from you doing good things for yourself in finding this grounded, stable place in health and fitness and career and finances. Now, everything is going to go on a little bit of a pendulum. The key here is to not be totally on or totally off. You've probably heard me talk about the goal zone, and that applies to anything, meaning we kind of hang out in this middle. It's like, I'm going to be a B student. Sometimes I'm an A, sometimes I'm a C. which is real different than being an A++ and then failing the class. So we kind of want to hang out in this middle. If your health and wellness and your career and finances are pretty good, those plates are spinning, yeah, let's do it. Let's really nurture relationships with new friends, new opportunities. Let's nurture relationships with our higher self, whatever that looks like to you. It could be meditation. It could be some form of religion, spirituality, whatever you want to call it. Your creator, soul, the source, it's all up to you. And that's also the time where we might look and go, I want to do some more personal growth and development. I catch a lot of people there too. They're really looking to kind of grow themselves as a person. They're looking to fine tune some of these areas about them and maybe their communication, their boundaries, whatever it might be, their own growth, how they navigate the world, releasing phobias, whatever. Everything is very you specific. And of course, then there's the romantic relationships. So when we have all of these things in order, we do have to recognize that not everything's going to be perfect. And it's not a word I love because perfect doesn't really exist all the time. But the goal here is that we have these 6 sectors and we have them in a pretty good congruent alignment based upon who we are and how we are stabilized in our being and health and wellness area, and as well as where we are when it comes to those career and finance goals. So again, when you think about the 6 sectors of self, think health and fitness, I call it health and wellness as well, career and finances, your friends and family, your spirituality, your personal growth and development, and your relationships, specific to romantic relationships. Now ask yourself, are all those in alignment? And if they aren't, consider if I was to make a change to one of them, pick the one that will cascade over into the other ones. And once you do that, you'll happen to notice some of the other things fall into alignment. I'm going to leave this little tidbit for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Remember, this is your time, and you can always find me on most social media at Nicole Holler Coaching, as well as my website, NicoleHoller.com. Have a great day.